Hai să ne uităm că e nebun videoclipul ăsta. Acum 8 zile, frate, au făcut 4,5 milioane de views.
So my uncle actually got a new dog named Joey. Now, Joey wasn't a perfect dog. He had 3 legs and was born with a potato as a heart. But that didn't make Joey anything less than a part of our family. Well, a couple months ago, on a moonlit, starry night, Joey was out having a good time in the yard, you know, probably peeing off bushes and barking at trees and stuff. When all of a sudden, a pack of coyotes came down from the mountain, kidnapped Joey, took him up to the top of the mountain, where they finally ripped him apart and ate him for a midnight snack. Only for me, a couple days later, to be squirrel hunting up on that mountain and find the remains of Joey and his potato heart. So by the end of this video, after we killed the coyote that killed Joey,
uite, ops. Ăștia sunt ops.
and a couple days later to be squirrel hunting up on that mountain and find the remains of Joey and his potato heart. So by the end of this video, after we kill the coyote that killed Joey, we're gonna eat it. Let's stop wasting time. Let's get started. Now, step 1 to coyote trapping is to get out your gear. Now, for bobcat and fox, I like to use the smaller MB450, but for coyote, I step it up to MB550. Coyotes are just a lot bigger animals, have bigger feet, and are way stronger, which is why it's way more common to have pets killed by coyotes than fox or even bobcat. And although you can catch coyotes in the smaller trap, to be super effective at it, you really do need a bigger trap. And another special piece of equipment we're going to be using for coyotes is red fox pee. Now, besides the bigger trap and the usage of fox pee, everything about trapping bobcat, fox, and coyotes are all exactly the same. You find a good location where you know there's a ton of coyotes. Now, for me to find those coyotes, I had a bunch of trail cameras out, so I had video proof that they're in the area. But if you don't have cameras, you look for tracks, you look for coyote dookie, you look for fur, look for carcasses, bones, anything like that, and those are all pretty good signs that you're in a spot with a lot of coyotes. And you can't go wrong with a simple dirt hole set. Now, the dirt hole set's pretty simple. First thing, you have to bed your trap in and make it feel like it's not even there. You do this by burying the trap and then sprinkling the dirt over the top of it. It's pretty simple and not that difficult. Now, for the other part of the set, you punch a dirt hole as deep as you can get it. About 12 inches is perfect. At an angle. This is where you're going to put your bait. As far deep down into the hole as you possibly can. I am using a little weird bait. I was actually using meatballs because I ran out of my normal bait. And since this hole's at an angle, in order for the predator to look down the hole and investigate, he has to put his feet right over top of your trap. And this is where I come in with the fox pee. I'm going to just come in with
fox pee.
Right over the top.
De unde dracu găsi pișat de vulpe, mă, frate?
You may be wondering why we're using fox pee. Well, coyotes are kind of like the bully of the woods. They will specifically hunt down and kill foxes just to eliminate competition. And a lot of times, that's why they're killing people's dogs too, because the coyotes see the dogs as competition. And another question you may have is, how exactly did I get this fox pee?
Da.
But as for that right there, that set is literally finished.
Cum?
I'll be honest, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we catch
Este pe
one in the next
Amazon.
3 days. And this is where we come into trapping strong suit. What makes trapping so effective is that these traps can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that you can put out as many that you can check. So for me, I'm gonna head on out and keep setting these traps. I'll catch you guys in a few days, hopefully whenever we get one. All right, guys, as you can tell, it's nighttime, and as you can probably also tell,
Asta cameră, frate. No, asta cameră. Și camera asta ar trebui să o aibă fiecare de ăsta de vânează fantome, mă, frate. Numai că asta chestia e că fantomele nu au gen căldură. Că ele sunt pe rece, știi? Ca și în Phasmophobia, când vine o fantomă lângă tine, e rece pe acolo, nebunie.
we're using thermal optics, which means they can see heat. You've probably already figured this out by now, but we're coyote hunting at night. Let me show you the tools we're going to be using, and then we're going to get right out there and do it. This is actually the car we're going to be using. Now, this is an Icotech or something like that. I don't know, guys.
Nu este vreo cameră gen care e inverted. Gen, în loc să fie de asta o cameră termică, dar care să nu coloreze căldura, să coloreze unde e frig tare.
They just gave it to me like 3 years ago. It works pretty good. Next up, I have a tripod. Now this thing's pretty important because it's going to help me get really stable shots.
Păi și ăștia vânătorii de fantome de ce nu o folosesc?
Definitely not least is my AR-15 with a thermal optic up top. And then I lock it into the tripod.
Damn, are un AR-15 cu thermal optic.
Just like that.
Crazy.
So that I can scan really easy.
Called thermal camera.
Super stable shots. Justice for Joey. We're
way. No way.
Bro! Voi ați văzut cum o țâșnit sângele? Are voie, bă, să-i omoare. Presupun că are, nu? Dacă e omorât, gen. Bro, ați văzut cum o țâșnit sângele? Ești nebun? Mamă, mamă, cum s-o văzut.
Way. We just killed a stinking coyote. That's crazy. That's
Chiar o dat slide, nu ca Dirk.
Perfectly. He was going to come on in closer too. I cannot wait to turn the lights on and show you guys how we're actually set up. Like, it's actually kind of fun.
I don't know if that really made sense, but literally there's the truck, and we just hopped out, set the call like right up there, and then the coyote we shot's right over there. But we just stepped out, set right there, and boom, there we go. But guys, from what I've been told, took a lot of advice from Sin City Outdoors. He does a lot of coyote hunting. He told me, like, coyotes at night, they're on a different level of stupid. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say, but we literally just shot a coyote like that right there. And I don't make the rules. That's just what happened. Let's go get him, though. Check him out, baby. He's not a huge coyote.
Bro, omul are țintă, oricum n-am să te mint. Are țintă.
Right beside that glove, which is always a good place. I don't know. He's not tiny. He's not a tiny coyote.
No.
He's a great coyote to take out. I shot him right there in the chest, and he just
Temelă.
over and he's dead. So it's actually a she, which is not a bad one to take out. Everybody comment below justice for Joey. That's one more coyote that can't kill.
Cum i-a aruncat corpul. Na, frate. Ăsta, ești nebun? Ăsta s-a dus să-și omoare opii.
A bad one to take out. Everybody comment below justice for Joey. That's one more coyote.
Acum l-a aruncat fără milă. De ce l-a omorât? Că i-a sfâșiat câinele. Și acum are inamici. Coyoții.
Now, legally in Kentucky, you have to check your traps every 24 hours. And on the third day, we had something. All right, guys, it's been about 3 days since we set those coyote traps. And we got it.
Na. Bro, dar dacă e așa de rău, de ce arată așa de friendly?
When you're out here trapping, catching a coyote is literally the most rewarding animal you can catch. Of course, bobcats and red fox are cool, but nothing's more meaningful than taking out one of these coyotes. Not only do they kill wild animals like squirrels, rabbits, turkeys, but they also go after animals like little Joey.
Bro, Little Joey, de ce l-a omorât pe Little Joey, man? Nici măcar n-avea un picior, uite-te, săracul. N-avea un picior și l-a omorât pe Little Joey. De ce? Dacă mie mi-ar fi omorât, frate, un coiot, câinele... Na, fuck it, bro. Fuck it, aș... Extinction, total extinction la toți coioții.
Who was literally just minding his own business, peeing on bushes and stuff. Everybody go in the comments and spam RIP Joey. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And they go after people's livestock, which is literally their job. And to top it all off, check out this...
Da, auziți de ce se omoară coioții.
Everybody go in the comments and spam RIP Joey. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And they go after people's livestock, which is literally their job. And to top it all off, check out this graph. Coyotes aren't even native to the eastern United States. And they didn't even live in Kentucky up to about 50 years ago. So every coyote that we can take out, we're getting that much closer to how Kentucky was actually meant to be. All right, so the first coyote's been caught, but I tell you right now, in this video...
Damn, omul meu are o misiune, ești nebun? Să facă Kentucky-ul cum a fost acum 50 de ani.
Video, and for my entire trapping season, we got to get a lot more than just one. All right, guys, this coyote is down. With a coyote, all his weapons are right up here in his mouth. If you get that right there on the neck of a deer, it's going down. I tell you what, guys, I know for a fact we're not done because I have so many more on trail camera that I've still not been able to get yet. And so for our next step, reset this trap so that it can keep on hunting for us. And just like that, this coyote trap has been taken care of and completely reset. Over the next 2 weeks, I would...
Mamă, dar omul meu, gen chiar în misiune, bro. Gen nu i-au ajuns 2. Păi, omoară pe toți, ești nebun. Am văzut video-ul ăsta, bală, vezi că e puțin disturbing, o să vezi un corpse hanging și unul împușcat între. Păi am văzut deja corpse hanging-ul.
Would literally get every single animal that roams in Kentucky walking over these tracks.
Lil Durk răzbunarea pentru King Von.
Coons, deer, and even the predators were targeted.
Ce ai bro poză cu fiusul lui ăsta, cum îl cheamă?
But they would never care enough to actually commit. We even got a giant black bear which passed through the area a couple times, and he also didn't really care about the set, which is kind of good because if I did catch a bear, I'll be honest guys, I have no idea what I would even do. And then after 14 days, we finally had a coyote that was pretty
hard as fuck poza aia,
he really wanted our meatballs. And here we go, boys. We got us a stinking coyote in the trap. No. We ain't gonna get too close to him. He's barely caught in the back foot, so we don't want to mess with him too much, but yeah. Coyote number 2 is in the trap. And this is the same coyote we're gonna be cooking here in the few minutes.
Numărul 3. Nu-i numărul 2, ăsta e numărul 3, man, ești nebun? 3000 de like-uri, chat, vă pup. Bun stream-ați, bun stream, am făcut recordul de view-uri azi. Insane.
It's really not fluffy, but we're going to pull it out to 22 and I'm going to go ahead and take care of him. Alright guys, so for me, I actually like to shoot him behind the shoulder, which is in the lungs and stuff. It kills them really good and there's not nearly as much blood. So here we go, right behind the shoulder. Shouldn't take too long for him.
Bye bye.
This coyote is down.
Băi, ce m-a speriat. Au fost și cu efect întârziat spirietura asta, ești nebun?
Down. Pretty decent sized coyote. Not bad, not bad. This dude definitely killed a cow.
Hey, yo.
This time. Or at least a calf. But as for this coyote, we're going to take it on home, get it skinned up, get the fur handled, and then we're going to take it on to the kitchen and figure out how in the world are we going to eat a coyote. Step 1, move it over to the hanger thing. This is...
Bro, mănâncă un coiot? Poți să mănânci coioți, chat? Sincer, n-aș vrea să încerc.
Gonna hang it up while we skin it. But anyways, now there's a couple different ways you can skin out animals. For this one, I'm gonna case skin it. That's where the whole body is actually like a tube rather than all laid out in one big fur.
Ei, yo, dar nu vreau să văd chestia asta, brother. De ce mi-arăți chestia asta? Man.
I'm just going...
Bă, un pic așa, nu știu. N-aș fi vrut neapărat să văd, frate, de cum scoate pielea de pe coyotul ăla. Ui cum arată acolo în spate, hanging. Să mă duce mie coyotul.
Come in here for a second and tell you, this is the coyote skin. But I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, it ain't supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this. All right, now to get the meat, most people don't eat coyotes.
Na. Coaia și coaia, doamne, coada și coaiele, uite cum stau acolo, așa, cu făr, să nu-i fie frig.
And I'm really not sure what part to get or what exactly to do with it. So for this coyote, it's mainly just experimental. I think we're gonna go for the back straps. Hope for the best. And that right there is at least part of a coyote backstrap. Looks like something you'd buy in the supermarket, don't it? That was a joke. It definitely doesn't. Now to cook this coyote, I'm going for my world famous recipe, coyote macaroni. It's kind of like beef macaroni, but like without the beef.
Coyote macaroni.
We're gonna cook our 85-cent macaroni and cheese. This is pretty simple. You just put water in a pot, heat it up, put the noodles in, boil the noodles up until they're soft and finished. Then you bring it off, strain out the water, put the cheese powder in, mix it all together. Boom, your macaroni and cheese is done.
Cheese powder, man, ce american.
It's that simple. As for the coyote, we're gonna trim off the silver skin and the fat, where we have really good meat to work with.
What piece of coyote is this?
What part of the coyote do you think this is?
It's tongue.
Yes. Then we're gonna dice it up into small cubes, add some seasoning, throw it in a pan with some oil, and then cook it till it's done. This is when you're gonna pull out a pan or an oven-safe bowl, put some macaronis in it, put the coyote in the bowl, and mix it all together real good and nice. Next, get your shredded cheese.
Man, dar nu trebuie prima dată să ducă carnea aia la testat, gen, dacă e infectată.
Sprinkle some over the top, and you're gonna throw that thing in the oven for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. When the cheese on top is starting to get brown,
carnea de vânat, nu trebuie să duci prima dată la testat, să vezi dacă e sau nu infestată. Bro, n-arată bine, sincer îți zic.
It smells different.
What's the difference in the smell? It smells like a dog.
Bro, o zis că miroase ca un câine. Bro, de unde știe cum miroase un câine gătit?
You want some?
What is it?
Deer.
Deer and macaronis?
Mm-hmm.
Can I eat out of this spoon?
Mm-hmm.
E tasul.
Is it shore deer?
What's it taste like?
Știe că nu-i
Does it taste?
Like chewing gum?
Do you think it's deer?
I don't know what it is.
All right.
What is it?
Deer.
Tastes like chewing gum.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Coyote macaroni isn't a world famous recipe, and it was honestly kind of nasty. So, yeah. Click over here if you want to see us eat a possum. It tasted a lot
Hell
better.
nah, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah, man. N-aș mânca așa ceva, bro. N-aș mânca așa ceva. Definition of bro didn't let that slide. Da. Bun video oricum.